Welcome back to Dum-Dums and Dragons, where improvisers who've never roleplayed before journey into the world of Dungeons and Dragons. I am the Great Wizard Bukake, your host. Our heroes have finally found the Heeden. Butthole continued to use Sten's body to check for traps. Quinny was shot opening the door to the villain's central chamber, and Gartok put on a helmet and found himself in his zombie body. Can these heroes survive facing off with the warforged known as the Heeden? Find out next on Dum-Dums and Dragons.
Gartok, you are piloting a zombie. You're in the House of Song, seeing Lexi, the satyr bard, desperately trying to fend off a few zombies, which seem to be attacking her just zombie style. These seem to just be going like the equivalent of yelling brains and clawing at her. You've taken control of one. The choir is silent and terrified, and you've just called out to her to ask what's going on. So she looks at you. Can you roll a performance check?
Yeah.
How well can you use these vocal cords that are not yours?
I love the layers of like.
Is this Juniper?
This is
Gartok.
Gartok.
Gartok. That's what I meant.
Just think, is it
I'm going to use an inspiration.
the zombie's voice?
Yeah.
Is it Gartok's voice, which
That's a 17.
she has also never heard?
17.
Yeah, technically this is Gartok's ability to use a zombie to sound like Gartok, who tells her that she hasn't met.
Yep.
If Gartok nails this, it's also a voice she doesn't recognize.
Yeah, no, it's very true. So she kind of squints at the zombie as she. Well, let's see how she does against the other one. As one of the zombies just claws across her face, drawing blood. She kind of stumbles to one side, comes back up with the rapier, and kind of uses a deft parry to get its arms away from her a little bit. And she kind of squints at your zombie, Gartok zombie, and says, Sir, are you talking to me?
I am, Lexi. It's me. Well, I mean, it's kind of me. You met me as Juniper.
Holy shit! Juniper, is this one of your personas? Why were you trying to bite me?
No, I'm just controlling this undead thing, I think.
Oh, then can you fucking help?
I don't know. Can I?
I try to use my mental power to. I don't know. Can I zombie switch now?
No, but you can attack the zombies next to you.
Okay.
I thought
you
you were
were
a zombie.
When Gartok's the grade 6 teacher, like, can you go to the washroom? I was like, ooh, Gartok, damn.
Inspirational, but you know.
When this helmet comes off, Gartok's finding 2 corpses.
Unfortunately, Gartok cannot see or hear anything that's happening outside of this, so he is unaware.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Both poorly for us.
So, Gartok, let's get some initiative.
All right. 8.
Okay.
Lexi's win is Selgont's loss.
Oof. Lexi and the zombie both rolled 1s. Womp womp.
They do seem pretty distracted.
And sorry, Gartok, you had what?
8.
8. Honestly, not the worst initiative in this order. Okay. So
Congrats.
First up, we have the zombie. So there's a zombie to your left, a zombie to your right. They're more menacing the choir. Do you want to say stuck in the middle with you?
Yeah, we
Do you want to say it? Do you want to say it? You're like holding a
I
sneeze?
don't want to. I have to, though. Here I am stuck in the middle with you.
Good. I like it. So you have zombies flanking you. There are more kind of going after the choir. The choir has ceased to sing. The zombie to your left lurches at Lexi. That will be a hit. And what does the zombie do? All right, so it's 2, 3. So 8 points of damage to Lexi as the zombie just like falls on her and just starts slamming away.
Oh, shit.
Bringing us to you before all 3 of my 1s go.
I want to look down to see if I have anything on me that I can use as like an improvised weapon or anything.
You've got broken spears in your chest. Zombies are bite and slam kind of monsters. That said,
can I take the spears
Sure.
out and use them to attack?
By all means. So go ahead and roll. You're rolling at a +4.
Okay.
And yeah, you can take 2.
All right, I'm gonna hit the one that's attacking
Sure.
Lexi naturally. 11 to hit.
That will hit.
Oh fuck yeah!
They are not strong.
That's 8 damage.
8 damage. Okay, still up, but is injured.
Did you say she could attack twice?
Yeah.
That's a 21.
Yes. Naturally.
8 again.
8 again. Okay.
You can have the D4 if you want to.
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah.
With your second attack, first attack, you kind of like, are you batting at it or trying to stab with the broken spear haft?
I think it's going to be trying to bash its like head to try to get it away from Lex. I don't know how much damage I'm actually going to do by impale. I'm impaled.
Yeah.
Like my zombie's impaled. I don't know how much damage I'm going to do by impaling them. So it's more like
That's a
trying
good
to
point,
bash
yeah.
it and get it
So
away
you
from
strike
her.
the head away
makes a
from
lot
her
of
as it's
sense.
going into bite. You smack the head away, and then with the other strike, you cave the back of the skull in.
Excellent.
And the zombie falls aside. The other one looks at you with just like dismay and confusion, but also a blank stare because it is currently mindless.
Excellent.
Cool. That brings us to that zombie's turn. It's going to attack you, Gartok.
Yeah, naturally.
What is your current AC?
13.
13. All right, I got a 10 plus. Oh, I can actually just use one of these myself.
Plus nothing. You undexterous. Wait, no, it's strength.
Yeah, plus 4. So that'll punch through you. And it only gets 1 attack, though, because it's not a hero piloting a zombie. That'll be 9 points of damage.
Ouch. Okay.
Cool. Bring us to Lexi. Lexi's like, this would be the best day of my life if I wasn't sure this was the last day of my life. She's going to take her 2 strikes. Where are her stats? Okay, so both will hit, and she does.
Nice.
So that's 12, and oh, Jesus Christ, she does 24. So she kills the the other zombie.
Way to go, Lexi.
Oh, thank you. Wow. Okay. Thank you, Zombie Juniper. We should help them, right? And she points to the choir, who are just like throwing like books of lyrics and things at
hymns.
Yeah, just bags of hymns at the.
Yes, protect the people, destroy the undead.
I've been trying. I'll do my best. Okay. Let's jam. And she takes off running towards the zombies. Meanwhile, back in the basement. Quinny, you've been blasted by the heeden, who is sort of floating Magneto style in a massive glowing energy orb.
Yeah, this arcane cannon that I was struck by, is it affixed to the heeden, or is it somewhere else in the room?
It came off of this orb. He fired it at you.
The
like
energy came from the orb.
Yep.
Got it. Okay.
Yep. So he's floating there, covered in gems. And he just kind of tilts his head at you and Gartok and Butthole somewhat quizzically and just says, "Why have you come to interrupt my feast? This is quite rude and quite inappropriate. Can you not see I am enjoying things as they are?"
Yeah, Quinny will rise to his feet and just kind of absentmindedly rub at the scorch mark that he took square in the chest and say, "Your feast is killing people."
Yes, and he gestures, and sort of amidst the standing like house servant corpses, as your eyes kind of adjust to light, you can see more corpses throughout the room, and they all seem to have been experimented on or killed in kind of a variety of ways. And he says, "That is not of concern to me. The feast is of concern to me. You both must die." Let's get some initiative. And Butthole, you can yell back at him if you want your...
I will be rolling because I can't see.
Oh, you're in a different fight.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20 for Butthole.
Natural 20.
Whoa! All right. Up from prone and ready to fuck some shit
Ready
up.
to bone.
See, I saw it. I saw it travel by in my head. I was like, I'm going to leave that one alone. But I'm glad you found it.
Yeah.
All right. Quinny,
Up from prone, ready to bone. Won't leave it alone.
You're up first. The zombies are all also starting to animate. You can see... yeah, you can see them starting to move, but they are on a low initiative. What do you do?
Oh, man. Okay, well, I'm out of cool stuff because I have 2 spell slots. As you may have heard me say that once or twice.
Once or twice.
I only have 2 spell slots.
I don't know. I've heard you say you have a lot and you're totally satisfied with it.
That's yes. I'm quite mercurial that way. So that means we're summoning forth into Quinny's hand the breach of contract. And it looks like this guy in the center's got to go down, but it like doing that will put an end to all of this zombie madness. But can you tell me more about this orb of energy
Sure.
that
just let
shot me in the chest?
roll the other initiatives that I got to get here.
Okay.
There we go. Okay, that's all of them.
It's just
Waste of a good nat 20.
One person. I'll be fine.
So, Quinny, you're looking with your eye of true sight, I assume, at all this. Mm-hmm. So you can see the Hedon floating in the center of this. The orb surrounds him. So it's, again, very much that kind of like Magneto energy orb situation. It surrounds him, and it seems to be kind of coiling in and out of the gems throughout his body. So he's clearly channeling this energy around him. You can see with your eye the wisps of things, although they don't seem as strong right now. It seems like you've interrupted his feast, so he's not getting everything. But it's very clear that he's kind of engaged in some form of energy exchange with this kind of purplish orb of energy around him. It's around his whole body, so like he's within it and floating above the ground. And that's about all you get from it.
All right, let's start probing. 2 Eldritch Blasts fired at the guy from where I'm standing.
Okay.
And then I want to basically move. If he's in the middle of that room and I was blasted backwards from the doorway, I want to move up against one of the walls so that I'm no longer in line of sight.
Sure.
But I want to fire off 2 blasts first.
Go for it.
4, good start. For a total of 12 to hit.
That does not hit.
And then a natural 20.
Natural 20. The second Eldritch Blast strikes the swirling energies of the orb. You aim true. It's right between the eyes, and it is absorbed by the orb.
Okay, I don't need to roll
no
damage then. It's just completely ineffectual.
Yep.
Okay, then seeing that and then running off to the side, the wall, kind of like on the same that the door is shared by, up against that wall. Quinny will say to Butthole, all right, my magic's not doing much here. That did nothing.
Okay. In terms of the space and distances, Tom, Butthole is next to the hat spot.
Yep.
Gartok is behatted. How far? So he's looking at the doorway.
Yep.
Which has now been blown open. He can see purple floating warforged. How many undead can he see? What's the distance between him and the door and him and the warforged within the door?
Okay, so I can kind of put this map more central now because we're doing it. I know it won't be a huge help, but a little bit of help. You guys are currently here. The Hedon is there. The overall room is about 120 feet wide between the 2 spaces. Clearly, this was dug out under the building and is kind of a large underground church. So the Hedon is about 60 feet from you in the dead center of the room.
Okay.
It is clear that they hollowed out a much larger worship space.
He's under multiple buildings. This whole neighborhood worshipped Orcus.
Yep.
Cool.
So,
eat the rich, folks.
Cool.
At that distance, there are 4 zombies with the smear across their eyes, 4 zombies with the smear across their hands. You'll never guess what their deal is. Another room, which theoretically would connect to the dumbwaiter directly across from you. But on all sides, so you can see on this handy pentagon I've drawn, on all the sides there are basically 4 zombies with and I guess you can only see the 8 that are directly across from you, but yeah, they are far away right now. The room itself, aside from the massive altar, there are old broken stone benches. Again, this was clearly a basically an underground church, but it hasn't been used in some time.
Well, this isn't good. But I was just going to yell.
Yep.
Crossing over to where, I'm assuming I'm next in the initiative order. I don't know who is.
Yes. Wait. No, I'm sorry. I rolled a nat 20 with zombies.
Let's confirm.
So the zombies from the south wall, which is to your far left.
Which realistically I can't see.
You
but
can't
Quinny
see. No.
could.
Yeah, Quinny can see. They have their jaws have been painted white, and they start marching towards the room you're in, and they aren't screaming yet because they have to take a couple rounds to get there. But they're starting to steam. You can just hear that low scream.
They're going to turn into bombs
as they start to expand. Yep.
Okay.
So that's their round. Butthole, you're up.
Okay. A random question, Tom. The construction down here looks sturdy and expensive, not improvised and shitty, right?
Correct. Yeah, this is like a cult spent a long time and a lot of effort to make a proper evil underground church.
This is a technical question again. I apologize, but sometimes theater of the mind makes things a little trickier when it comes to general math. I have the ability to cast Firestorm, which lets me summon 10-foot cubes, which I can arrange as I wish, as long as one face of each cube is touching one other face. Whoa. So theoretically, I can make a 100-foot line of fire in an abstract direction. How many zombies could I catch in that?
A 100-foot line.
Theoretically, yeah.
Well, okay. So if you want to just create a line, you're not, because it's a pentagon, it's not great for this.
Yeah, the challenge is I could have it go anywhere, so I could literally do a line across 4, and then depending on the size, I could do a square and then another line of them, because I can make any pattern I want.
So basically, I would say your two options of this. You can either drop it as a wall to just be like, fuck you zombies.
It pops in and goes away.
That's
why I'm like, I have a one-shot for max damage. It's the same thing I used on the Hill Giant when he was popping down. That was just like, blam, I did a peace sign because there was no reason. I was just tagging him with one cube. But I got a lot of people. Peace.
I forgot about the Hill Giant encounter because it was over so quickly that
I'll never miss it.
Barely made a fucking dent.
Remember that?
If it's 120 feet from kind of point to a kind of vaguely opposite point, theoretically that should.
Well, yeah. I'd say you could take out 2 rows, basically.
Two rows.
It makes sense that you'd be able to pop 2 rows. So,
8 out of 20 ain't bad.
All right, Butthole. So it is 60 feet to the guy in the center. Butthole is gonna go. He just looks at Quinny and says, "Go big or go home." Right, Gartok ain't even here. He's going to start openly walking into the space towards the heeden. He's got his hammer in one hand and his shield in the other, and he's just going to raise his hammer up and slam it down into the floor, summoning magical energy. And he's going to cast Firestorm to hit the zombies, the one wall that we're approaching, and then the closest line to them. So I think that was left.
Yeah. So as you step out into the room, you can see that there is a line directly to your left. So you can either take those and the ones that started walking, or the ones that started walking in the far wall.
I will take those and the ones that started walking. I want to hit the ones that are kind of approaching the behind me. I'm fine if the exploding things are on his side of the room. I'd like fewer behind me.
Yeah. There will still be some to your right, but this still takes out 2.
That I think I can only get so many.
And I rolled so many ones. So
there are only so many. But and then from that slam, it would be embarrassing normally, but the fart sounds are so hidden under this tremendous wall of fire that bursts up and hit these zombies. So, Tom, I need a dexterity throw for each of those creatures.
That's good for zombies.
DC 18.
Okay, I'm just going to roll for mobs because. All right, so the first one is 14. The second one is 13.
Fail. And they will take. Oh, God, I'm going to have to write this down. There's too many dice.
You want more D10s?
That's okay. I got this.
1 hour later.
Oh, shit.
These are good rolls.
That's what I want to hear.
9 plus 7 is 16.
Yep.
17, 18. Plus 8 is 26. Plus 9 is 35. Plus 7 is 42. It does 50 fire damage to all within the field. 5-0.
Wow.
Bye-bye.
Yep, all those zombies pop. Not in the big explodey way, but in a
That's
they are
gone now.
consumed with fire way.
Does that reveal to us that destroying them before they explode stops them from exploding?
When you incinerate them.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
And Butthole looks up at the heeden in the center, having done this display of force halfway through his walk. He's still walking forwards and just gestures forward with the hammer and says, "You are going to surrender your zombies and lay down your arms, or we are going to take everything from you."
And he looks kind of quizzically at you and just says, "They are not my zombies. They are my senses. They are how I can experience your world. I will not give that up. I will, however, enjoy the sensation of your death, regardless of whether or not my senses can pick it up."
"Well, that's disappointing," he says, still striding forwards, but that's the end of the turn. I got that and that. Oh, I can bonus action. Why not bonus action? Let's have some little fun. I'm going to throw a spiritual hammer towards the zombies that are back and to the right. So towards the side where Quinny would be coming through the door. And I want to hit the zombies like closest to him, because my theory is if I can make them pop while they're over there instead of near us, it'll clear out maybe another row, maybe something.
Sure.
So that springs into place, and it will attack the closest zombie. And that is a 25 to hit.
Yeah. It's a living.
Okay. And that will do 18 force damage.
18 force damage. Okay. Not enough to drop it, but it is badly injured.
That's fine.
And that is the ears group.
He just wants it to start screaming and then pop. These be the goals. But yep, that's what he's done. So he is halfway between the door and the creature.
All right, excellent. That brings us to the heeden. So he just again sees this display of shenanigans and does not care for it. So he reaches over to one of the gems and just kind of like rubs his hand around it, and then reaches out and locks eyes on you, Butthole, and just says, "Cease this and obey." Go ahead and roll a wisdom save for me, please.
Sure. That is a 28.
28.
My goodness.
For a moment, you're overwhelmed with sensations, and it's like looking through a kaleidoscope. But you're just so fucking mad at this guy at this point. Like, this asshole's not your friend. He's not getting in your head. So you just shake it off, and he just sighs. Very clearly a rehearsed thing because he doesn't breathe. So it's practically the equivalent of saying, "Sigh," and says, "That is deeply disappointing." And he is going to unleash 2 arcane cannon shots at you from the orb. What your AC is
24.
24? Well, that 4 won't do. And neither will that. What was that? It's a 15, so no dice. So
Say, Quinny, if you were looking, you were just seeing Butthole starting to glow with golden god energy as he's just slamming aside attacks at him.
Yep. Amazing. So yeah, you deflect both, and the heeden seems to consider this almost with a bemused quirk of his head and says, "Interesting. I shall have to recalibrate." That brings us to so many zombies. Well, let's
first,
zombies.
No, I'm not first.
You're in a different room in a different body, swinging spears.
So Tongue is dead.
Protect that
But
loot.
I'm a zombie.
Yeah,
That's true.
I got excited for a second.
Okay, so the ones against the far wall with the smear over their eyes, they will start to march forward and just basically group up near the orb. So you're kind of using the orb for cover, and they will hold there. Same with the hand zombies. They will hold there. And then the ones that are being attacked by the hammer doesn't have HP, right?
No.
It's not targetable.
No, that's a Baldur's Gate 3 flaw.
Yeah. Flaw / necessary feature to stop the video game from breaking. They are going to start to scream, and they're going to run at the chamber that you guys are. Well, I guess they're going to run at you, Butthole, because you're out and about. So the hammer gets a free swing.
Hammer doesn't have the ability to do that.
Okay.
Hammer's not a person. It just pops up. It can only be activated as my bonus action.
I see. Okay. So all 4 can reach you at a run. They haven't quite reached bursting yet, though. They're on their way. So they're just going to take straight up attacks on you as they dogpile you. This is very much the World War Z or like Left 4 Dead, like falling over each other to smack at you situation. Your AC is crazy, so I don't really expect them to do much here, but boys got to try.
Let's find out.
Yeah.
Okay, so first one is Dirty 20, which we know isn't enough. Second one is a 21.
24.
24, no dice. Third one is Dirty 20. Fourth one is also a Dirty 20.
Wow.
So just slam bang, no love as you continue to glow with golden energy. And the Hedon just seems to observe this with detached interest as they slam away. That said, you do see him flinch at one point and like turn one of the gems under his ear. Or where his ears would be if he had ears. He doesn't have ears because he's got a robot face. Cool. Which brings us to Gartok. Meanwhile, back in the House of Song.
House of
Song. So you and Lexi are charging towards the zombies that are attacking the choir. Can you roll me an insight as Gartok?
Yeah. 21.
21. You can tell from, again, just your general experience of being in different bodies, that this body has been attuned in some way to be highly sensitive to sound. You're hearing everything a lot more acutely. It's almost the dog sound versus vision, where the vision is kind of blurry. You can't really smell anything. You don't want to taste anything because you're a zombie. But your ears are hyper sensitive to everything that's going on around you.
Oh. That, okay.
Yep. I will also say...
I mean, does it hurt? Like, it's not...
No, it doesn't. You're just
Okay.
it's something you're aware of.
All right.
I'll also say that you, having been in the body now for a full round, can pull out mentally if you need to.
Okay.
But you don't know that there's any shit going on outside, so I don't know.
No, I mean, and Lexi's in trouble, so...
Great. So helping Lexi?
Yeah,
Great.
Gartok will stay here, assuming that Butthole will pull him out.
Butthole's right there.
if need be.
Understood. Okay. So what I need from you then, Laura, to save us going lots of individual zombie rounds, is we're just going to roll an attack. I'm going to roll a Lexi attack. I'm going to roll a zombie attack. I need you to roll a zombie attack, and we'll see kind of what the overall action of this combat is for this round.
It's a 17?
17. Plus your, I think, 4?
No, that was 13 plus 4.
Oh, I see. 17. Okay, cool. Well, Lexi rolled badly. The zombies got a nat 1, though, so and you rolled high. So I'm going to say that on this round, you definitely, now that you understand the zombie moves, it's just a whirlwind of destruction as Lexi looks on in a mix of like exhausted horror and also just like awe as Gartok puppeting a zombie goes to work. What does this look like? What is like Gartok's fighting style when he is piloting this zombie with 2 spears?
Well, if his hearing's really sensitive, then it's going to be almost like a Daredevil kind of thing, where it's just like suddenly just like it's like crouching low and like head moving all around and like can hear all the zombies' movements, and it's just like thwack 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 thwack.
Yeah, amazing. And the choir begins to like scream and yell and like cheer you on with boisterous voices. A couple of them even break into song, just like a song of joy and revels. That fucking hurts because it's a cacophony. But you're all right. You get him, Gartok. Cool, great. Top of the round, Quinny.
All right. Yeah, I'm in this doorway. I see Butthole doing his fucking Superman thing. Just tanking all these hits, not really caring. Knowing like we are not the same. Yeah, just further reinforcing that thing of like he can do whatever he wants. I will try to repelling blast with 2 Eldritch Blasts, 2 zombies that are threatening to blow up. Just push them 10 feet away and do a bit of damage. First one Natural 1, so I'll re-roll that with lucky. Holy smokes, the lucky feature is getting a workout today. 14 Eldritch Blast plus 8, so 22.
Yep, that'll hit.
Okay, so 1d10. Oh, 10 damage and pushed 10 feet.
Okay, and that is yours. Okay, we'll say that's the one Butthole previously injured.
Okay.
So it is looking very rough, but still up.
Okay. Then let's try to cut these numbers down then. I'm going to try and finish that one off with the second blast. 6 plus 8, 14?
14. Yeah, 14 will hit.
Okay. 2 damage, pushed 10 feet.
It explodes as it's blasted
Nice.
back. So with the force of your explosion, it like shrapnel goes, but it's far enough away to not hit Butthole.
Okay.
It splatters against the door and room behind it.
I'll like Quinny's feeling really outclassed here, and he'll just shout out to Butthole like, "What do you want me to do? We're gonna know what needs to be done in like 5 seconds." He yells, "This is gonna go really good or really bad."
He yells over his shoulder, and then you just see a totally mortal Butthole yelling to you, and he turns back and he's crackling golden energy facing down the Hedon.
Amazing. All right, well, Butthole, you're up.
And
My 20 zombies exploded. So
yeah.
Oh, good.
Butthole set them on fire.
And Butthole just continues stalking towards the Hedon, just staring this creature down in the eye, and he just says, "You are not just facing King Butthole Farch. You are not just facing the might of Asgard. You are facing a god. You are facing the Butthammer, and I tell you that your senses are mine!" And Butthole is going to raise his hammer and slam it down like he did before, having completely suckered this guy into doing just what he wanted. He's going to cast Firestorm again, but now all the zombies are standing with the Hedon in the middle of the room, so he just wants to hit all the blast on them.
Yay!
Nice. Very nice.
So the Hedon just like cocks his head somewhat quizzically as the fire rages around the orb, but yeah, that will definitely hit those zombies. So let's see if they these zombies can pass the magic, and it's
Dex saving.
Oh, for fuck's sake. No, it's a 2. Good, great, love that. And an 8. So no.
All right.
Bye.
Yeah, I can roll 7d10, or we can just call it if you want. Okay.
Do you want to? Do you want to feel godly?
I got it on the last one. This is fine. God and them, me not even having to roll, and they're just gone. That feels like a god to me.
Yep. Fair enough. And the Hedon just shakes his head and says, "My senses grow dull. Why would you take this from me?"
Because you're wrong, and you're evil, and I'm going to smite your ass. And then he just snaps his fingers, and his spiritual weapon zips forward to smash a zombie in the back behind him with his bonus
go for
action. That is an 18 to hit.
Yep, that hits.
Great, and that will do 20 force damage.
20 force damage. All right, the zombie's still up, but looks bad. Okay.
Then he's going to look back over his shoulder and say, "Quinny, that's kind of all I had." Help me know.
Your turn isn't over though, because he's going to the Hedon is going to take a legendary action at the end, and a tendril of sort of this purple arcane fire is going to whip out and attempt to strike you. I need a dex save from you, sir.
Oh, nice. I'm good at those.
Boy.
They're your faves.
I mean, it's a 12. It's not going to be enough for a legendary action.
Yep. So that is going to be 22 points of psychic damage.
Shit.
Oh,
Okie
dear.
dokie.
As he strikes you and says, "Is that smiting?" Bringing us to his turn.
No. Fuck you.
And so he just, again, he's going to use his bonus action to just fuck around a bit with his gems. And you just hear him say, "It grows faint." And he kind of like taps his ear and says, "Faint, it is bad. Why cannot I hear?" And then he glowers at you and says, "It must be your fault." At which point he is going to unleash. You're like right up at Adam at this point. Right?
I mean, I wouldn't have walked into engagement range, but I'm a stretch out. If he's still on that fucking platform, I want him to come off of it.
He is.
I'm trying to make him angry enough. The strategy is piss this guy off enough to like step out of your stupid purple ball.
Yeah,
you blind deaf idiot.
Well, I mean, he's going to come over, but the ball comes with him. He descends down toward you. And just kind of reaches out with both hands, and the tendrils of the orbs kind of flicker off and start attacking. Luckily for you, these are not the psychic whip. This is just
let's not say lucky until you're finished what you're doing.
You have very high armor, so first one doesn't go through, second one doesn't go through, third one doesn't go through. So again, just like whipping out at you, and you can see the genuine confusion as to why you haven't burst. He's used to fleshy things just kind of dying. And he says, "Are you vulnerable to chair legs? I found that effective on some of the people I found here. If they pierce your chest, do you die?"
Oh, yeah, chair legs are my only weakness, he says.
I recognize sarcasm. I'm not a fucking idiot.
I don't know. It seems like you might be.
Eyes narrow. All right.
I saw you handled that library. Looks like somebody can't read good. Butthole says, attacking his own weakness. It hurts him psychically as much. It's like a vicious mockery that hurts both parties.
Yeah. And the heeden just says, "The reading was not the problem. The comprehension was there. I simply got nothing from it. It was empty. But now I understand. I just required different eyes. I wasted so many eyes before I realized that. Oh well, live and learn, right?"
That's a lot of talk for a guy who probably got an F.
That is not a letter in my name. Cut back to Gartok. So Gartok, you're winning against the zombies. Mm-hmm. The choir is beginning to sing, and your head is pounding as people cheer and sing. You slay the last zombie, and Lexi just slams a power cord on her little pocket harp.
Oh, okay, that's a lot. You're doing good here. About.
Can you roll? Yeah, you're out. And Lexi just like gives you a thumbs up as you sort of zip back. You feel like you're being like ripped back through space time, and suddenly you're back in your chair, back in the room, and outside the heeden is screaming. In pain. Butthole, you see him put a hand to his head like he's got a migraine. He just clamps his hands over his ears, and the force field shimmers a bit.
Fuck you, he yells, not knowing. He's not smart enough to figure this out. He doesn't know what happened.
Gartok.
This guy really hates reading based insults. I gotta go after his academic record.
You see Butthole engaged in combat with the heeden out in the main space. You see Quinny pressed against a wall looking vaguely panicked because Butthole just told him that was all he had. What do you do?
Gartok would like to run past Butthole and be like, "You got this in here?" with like a questioning thumbs up, and then he wants to be like running to another room to see if there's like a helmet for the other sense. He kind of thinks there might be other sense-based helmets that he can help the citizens out there.
As you yell, "You got this in here," and run past, all he hears, "What?"
You just zip past him. Yeah. All right.
I'm helping.
So are you headed to? You can go left. So there's 4 of the rooms. Yeah. Which one are you going to?
I mean, are there zombies? Is anything blocking my way to any of them?
Yes. There are zombies to your right. So
then I'm going to go left.
Okay.
Yeah, I think there are 3 zombies still up.
Yeah. Because I don't know what's going on in here, but I know that people are in trouble in the city. So
great. So you cut a clear path into the next room, the closest room. You roll in and discover a number of so there's like plants all around.
Oh, that's nice.
You can see what look like alchemical tables with small bottles. All of them have the little like squishy bit at the end of a perfume bottle, and it clearly seems like an improvised perfumery. You are overwhelmed by a terrible amount of scents, all of which kind of clash. And sure enough, there is a hanging helmet.
I'm gonna plug myself in, baby.
All
Get ready to be assaulted in the olfactory way, I imagine.
Yeah, you put the helmet on and you find yourself staring up at the sky. And Gartok, this feels distinctly like what you experienced with at the Shrine of Shantea, where you're just like in grass surrounded by flowers, and you realize that you're just a zombie laying on its back in a field of fragrant flowers.
Oh, okay. I'll come back if there's time for this.
I mean, there's nothing around. Then there's nothing around.
That only took one movement though, so you can, if you want to dash, I'll
On
let
to
you
the
get
next.
it. Yeah. So you roll into the next one, and it is clearly the space that connects to the kitchen. There are a bunch of dead chefs in here, kind of splayed around.
We've handled this so poorly.
There's a bunch of spoiled and rotting food down here, as well as just like recipe guides just all over the walls, and a broken tasting, like there's like a butcher's block with a little stool that's been broken in half. As always, though, there is a large helmet hanging down.
Same as
Slap it on.
same thing.
And oh my God, stew has never tasted so good. You find yourself sitting in a chair in a tavern, just jamming on stew while zombies around you attack waitstaff who are fending them off with trays and pans and that sort of thing. That said, this is the second time you've observed zombies not under control anymore, but just kind of rampaging.
Okay. In that case, if I may stand up, I mean, I have a chair behind me. Chair's a weapon. So I'm going to get my weird zombie that I have control over, grab the chair and just swing it into the nearest one.
Start smashing.
Just
All right,
start
go ahead
going.
and, go ahead and
'cause
roll an attack, please.
I hope this is helping. That's a 9. Wow. Do I
So
get 2 attacks? No.
yes, yeah, you can take
I
2.
do?
Yep. Because you're a hero piloting.
I don't know. That's not a fuck.
Does Gartok see Mel the cannon?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
sweet.
Mel is they're attacking waitstaff. Mel is hurling rocks from the door.
I was going to say, this is Tyler as a person worried Mel is dead.
Yeah,
Mel is fine.
Yeah,
Mel
okay.
is just yelling, "Stand down, you blast!" No, blackguards. Stand down, you black. I mean, Mel hates you. Throwing rocks,
It's
smashing zombies.
Gartok. I'm here to help.
Who? Okay, well, you help Mel. Mel helps you. And then Mel picks you up with the chair and smashes. Uses you as
Do I
a
feel
bludgeoning
that?
weapon. Well, he's not using you as a bludgeon. You're holding the chair out in front of you ineffectively. So he's grabbing you to wield you and the chair.
Excellent.
So the chair smashes and explodes.
I was going to say, magically, you would taste it
I
and
would
feel it
taste
in your
it.
stomach. So you feel
Yeah.
the chair swing, and then you taste explosion.
You do swing wildly though, and your stomach starts to gurgle a bit as he swings you around. And outside, the
Centrifugal
heeden
force is going to push the stew back out.
the heeden staring down at Butthole just like clenches his stomach machinery a bit and just says, "No, I do not care for this. No." Ugh. And you see the sort of purplish energy again just start to fluctuate a little bit. You're starting to see it's the fire is somewhat dimmer. The orb is somewhat less solid.
Quinny, do whatever Gartok's doing.
Okay.
All right, and that's the end of Gartok's. Ooh, top of the round, Quinny.
All right, we got a greater distance to cover than Gartok. Gartok went into the next room.
So
and then
Gartok
the next
has
room?
done 2 on the left.
Yeah.
There's one to your right and one directly across.
I'm going to hoof it directly across, cunning action dash to make it all the way across. Careful not to get into opportunity attack
Yes,
range.
just carefully edging around.
Yes. Yeah, always edging.
We know that from his bunk several seasons ago.
Yeah. And,
How else can you live up to that Charlemagne legacy?
I make it. I make for the room across
Sure.
the way.
What can I do? No, I can't use any of those. Okay. No legendary for you. You're good. So you make it across and you enter a room that is just fucking covered with tapestries. There's just all manner of fabric hanging down. There's a big shag rug. There's a fur rug. It is just full of that sort of nonsense. There is a bucket of dirt. There's a bucket of sand. There is clay that has been misshapen into something and dried, and a hanging helmet.
What do the tapestries depict?
A variety of nonsense.
Okay, all
It's
kinds of
just,
different
yeah,
stuff.
just different fabrics. Some of them aren't even tapestries. It's just fabric that has been hung up. There's like a velveteen one. There's one that's
Okay.
burlap. Like just various things have been hung
All
up.
right. I don't have yet a clear idea of what sense this is for. Maybe eyes, but I'm going to go to the helmet and put it
You put on the helmet and immediately feel a rush of wind on your face. You smell salt air, and one hand skims water as you feel yourself awaken on a zombie surfboard. And you turn just in time to see a dragonborn bearing down on you, saying, "I wish it didn't have to be this way, dude. I wish you wouldn't keep harshing everyone's buzz, but here we are." And the dude lurches at you, swinging his guitar like a club.
This episode of Dum-Dums and Dragons features the voices of Ryan LaPlante at the Ryan LaPlante on Twitter, Tyler Hewitt at Tyler_Hewitt on Twitter, Laura Hamstra at EL Hamstring on Twitter, and our DM Tom McGee at McGeeTD on Twitter. This episode's sound was edited and mixed by Laura Hamstra, and Dum-Dums and Dragons artwork is by Del Borovic, who can be found at delborovic.com. Our theme songs are And Now for That Massive Coronary and Skipping Through the Orchestra Pit Part 1 by Peter Gresser, and our ad music is No Control and Chiefs by Jazzar, JAHZZAR, all available at freemusicarchive.org. When it comes to Dum-Dums and Dice, you can visit our website at dumdumdice.com. Our Twitter and Instagram are at dumdumdice, and on Facebook at facebook.com/dumdumdice. But most importantly, we've got merchandise at redbubble.com/people/dumdumdice, or you can join our Patreon at patreon.com/dumdumdice. That's DUMBDUMBDICE. And tune in next week for more Dum-Dums and Dragons. Dum-Dums and Dice has to give a special thank you to the supreme beings of our Patreon at this time: Christopher Little, George Dolby, Richard Cranium, Gavin and Abby McDonald, Logan, Fire Unfriendly, Grandma Likes D&D, Alan, Stabby Stranger, Glitch Trick, Flynn1138, Alarain Okapi, Schrodinger's Pepper, Madre de Gatos, Lady Maiden, Garbo Ape, Locke, Sam Schaefer, Waffle Marine, Dagger Rain, Rob L, Dia De Los Hoodless, Squishy Werewolf, Remy, Funky Head, Nomad, the Wise Paladin of the Badlands, Accent Therapeutic Services in Florence, Kentucky, Lael, Shulzari, The Long Family, Jordan Oliver, Richard Wright, Brittany Fenwick, Alex Parr, Old Man Mojo, Dragonfly, The Body Barrelers, Megan Werner, A Man Out of Time, Curtis at FingerTechRobotics.com, Panda24NN, Shendra D, Your Homeboy Bones, The Gator Family, Ellis Hatch, Odigenous, Dan the Welshman, Afflicto Gaming, Aiden, and Jill and Noel LaPlante. If you want your name to be added to this list, you can join our Patreon too at patreon.com/dumdumdice. Thanks to them, and a little bit of thanks to you.